kind of forgot how this feels. Like, hi, how are you? Hey, it's Erica, and for 3 months, I've missed you. I've missed making videos. I have been absent, not gone, absent for 3 months. I just immersed myself into grad school and absolutely love it. I love grad school. And then I also kept my second job and I taught English 1010. I taught 2 sections. So I had 45 students that I taught English 1010 to, and I loved my students. I think that they are the best people in the world. I loved reading their stories, and I miss them. I'm having withdrawals this week. But this also means that I can start vlogging again about books, and now I feel really out of the loop. I was watching a lot of videos, binge watching a lot of videos this week, because I'm like, what's cool? I don't know anymore. Just because I was in grad school, though, does not mean that I stopped buying books. I bought an insane amount of books because to cope with the stress and the tears of grad school, I would go and buy like 2 books a week from the thrift store. So not too expensive, but that still accumulates, especially the stress level equaled more buying. I don't know how that works. I took a poetry class where I learned how to write poetry. I'd never taken a workshop class before, and I wrote some poems that I absolutely love, and that's okay to say. You can say you love your work. And I did one class where we studied the beat poets, kind of the 1940s, 1950s poets, Jack Kerouac, Ginsberg. And then we made a big exhibit up in my campus library where we each chose a poet and did their life trajectory. And so I did the poet Gregory Corso. And now I know so much about him, and I kind of question, like, when I'm having a life choice, like, what would Gregory Corso do? He would probably smoke some pot. It was really, really fun, though. And then I took a Chaucer class, and I had to have that book, so I feel like I actually am presenting you a book on here today. I read all of the Canterbury Tales in Middle English, so I'm actually fluent. Yeah, okay. I am coherent in Middle English. There were 4 of us in the class, and my teacher would make us all read out loud in Middle English for about the first 40 minutes of class, and then we would discuss whatever we were discussing that day. My final paper was on the Pardoner's Tale, and if you guys have never read the Canterbury Tales, shame, because they're so good, and they bring up a lot of discussion questions, which is really cool if an author can spur a lot of different debates in a lot of different categories. So I did the Pardoner's Tale, and so my paper was on comparing that to J.K. Rowling's The Tale of Three Brothers, because she borrowed from the Pardoner's Tale for her Tale of Three Brothers, and I did a side-by-side comparison. I watched that little mini clip that is on Harry Potter number 7, part 2. I watched that probably about, 20 times, just analyzing it, and I thought it was really cool that Chaucer's was more about kind of like the church, and there's a lot of circumstances in the 14th century, the Black Plague, there's war, there's a lot of circumstances that, death was kind of inevitable, whereas J.K. Rowling in our 21st century view, death is more of like a choice, and what we choose in life leads to if we get to have a good death or maybe a not so good death. So it was really cool. That's kind of like my life update, my book update. I've decided to do my thesis on Harry Potter, and I'm exploring trauma and memory in Harry Potter. So below, if you want to list any trauma memory scenes in Harry Potter, lead me to them and what book they're in, because that will make my thesis go a lot faster. All right, it's good to see you. And when I say see you, I'm not really seeing you, but it's good to be here. So, all right, have a good one, guys. Bye.